You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, but
I
you're
can still
quiet.
hear you. Yeah, you're a little quiet right now, Chris.
Oh.
Just talk loud when you want to talk.
How's that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Cool. I'll just kind of speak up.
I think it should be good now. It's just gonna take a minute for it to.
Okay.
Can everyone still hear me?
Do the it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Pete, say
Yes,
something again.
Something again.
Yes, but
I
you're
can still
quiet.
hear you.
Yo, wow, you're.
Yeah,
quiet.
you're a little quiet right now, Chris.
Just talk loud when it's delayed to shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I had my sound on for the stream, actually. So I just shut that off.
Oh, there he is.
Is this
Hello,
better?
friends.
Hmm.
It's like the whole cult is here already.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not sure what I expected. Anyone currently in the chat, would you mind posting in the Discord server that we are here? Probably should have made a Facebook post. You know what? We're a little scatterbrained today. It's okay. We got like half a spoon left. We just talked about this.
Spoons
Spoons,
and sporks.
sporgs.
And like the spoon, knife, fork thing that's all one. We've got at least one of those. At least we have one.
I think that's
we have-
you.
Is that like a Sprite?
I am
Yeah,
so,
he-
I
he
take
is the
that
hybrid.
compliment.
You are
That's
the,
hybrids.
You are the noof.
This fork.
Jack, you're muted.
Snolitex.
Yeah, I know. I have push to talk on because I'm going to be sipping a lot of coffee.
You are the
Oh,
cigarette.
right.
Yeah.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome. Everyone in the chat, hello, welcome. I'm gonna just pop in and see who's here. I don't normally look at the chat too much because it makes me sad sometimes. Hello, Caleb. Hello, Arwen. Eric's here. Matt's here. Ash is here. Brandon's here. Oh, Peter's here? I can't believe it. Hello, Louisa. Hello, Fuzzhead. How are you guys? Thank you so much for being here. Really hoping that this does not shit pant like it has in the past. I'm back home at my PC. Everything should be running smoothly unless like the internet just defecates the proverbial sheets. We're gonna find out. But yes, welcome. And we're here to introduce you to our friend John, who is on my left. I don't know how that looks for you guys on Zoom, but hi John, how are you today?
Good. Thank you guys so much for having me here. I really appreciate it. I'm very stoked. Thank you.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Can you tell that I've been doing like a fuck ton of interviews lately?
Yeah.
Radio and podcast things. Anybody feel free to interrupt me because I just started drinking coffee again. Like I started another mug and my brain's going faster than my mouth can keep up.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So, okay. So before like a ton of other people jump on, I do just want to address Fuzzhead's question. When will you be performing near Boston? Stay tuned for an update regarding that. We've got some things that we want to say, but we can't say yet about one performance. So be sooner than you think. Yeah.
Super excited to announce things
Very excited.
when it is time for the it.
Yeah.
So before you guys got here, I was telling John that we can basically talk about whatever, talk about threads, talk about the Unforgotten name, what it means to him, what it means to you guys. Obviously the album is out now, so thank you guys in the chat and thank you all four of you for everything you've done to help make the album a massive success. Well, I say massive success. It touched the people that it needed to, and to me that's all that matters, and I consider that to be like the best success we could possibly ask for. So anything beyond that is like icing on the cake.
Yeah. Nobody died, and that is successful in my book.
Yeah. Yes, it's true.
You almost did.
Say again, Chris?
Oh, it was just a bad joke. I said we almost did.
Oh my god.
It's true.
Okay,
Yeah,
well
yeah.
maybe emotionally. I know I definitely died 1,000 times emotionally. And it probably is the same for you, John, because you're one sad motherfucker.
Recording that song and then seeing it released, it was a pretty emotional experience, definitely. But I mean, I was delighted to be a part of it. It was a great honor.
Appreciate
Thanks
that.
very
dude.
much.
One
It
of my
was a
favorite-
pleasure.
sorry,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
A Canadian standoff.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I'm
Sorry.
sorry.
No, you're sorry.
I'm
Wait.
sorrier.
No, it was such a blast finally having you on like something else that's not something you and I
Threads?
have written together.
Yeah.
Like do you want to talk a little bit about the recording process for that? John and a buddy of his drove up from Florida while we were tracking vocals at my place, and basically knocked out the song in a day, and it was just a hilarious experience. Yeah, so from your point of view, what was it like recording the song?
It was, I mean, like you said, it was a blast, and I was really excited to sort of pretty much like put my emotional touch on the parts that I was given for the song. And it was a really thrilling experience in the sense that obviously, I've known Pyres for a while. Like Adrian and I met at ProgPower 2016, so that I've been acquainted with at least Adrian and Jack since before Solveig was released, actually, because Solveig came out 2017, right?
Yeah. Oh, damn. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Adrian and I met at ProgPower 2016, and then we connected online, and then through her I met Jack, and then that's how Threads started.
You know why? I was like, yo, this guy's such a huge fan of Swallow the Sun. I got someone he needs to meet.
Yeah, Swallow the Sun and Insomnium. That was, I remember the exchange. Yeah. That being said, I've been familiar with the material and sort of the story and the characters from Solveig since then. So to be a part, in whatever way of that storyline on this album currently, it's truly been really cool. It's been a really thrilling experience, because I know how much this story and these characters mean to a lot of people. So to have contributed to that in a way was awesome. It was great. It was truly a pleasure to do.
Yeah, we're glad you did.
Yeah. On the note of story and characters, Adrian, do you want to say anything about the character that John's voicing, or what's happening in the story of the album now that it's out and we can talk about that kind of stuff?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, the character that John plays, that you play, John, I'm not sure if I should address you or like everyone, but we'll just do a review. I know you already know this, but you are the Bard of Death and Love, both in the story and in real life, I guess. So it was perfect. So in the story, the Bard of Death and Love is the Naken boy, and we talked about this recently in a group chat. The Naken is a Swedish folklore or Scandinavian folklore creature that lives in freshwater bodies and can take the form of a human, plays music usually on a violin or a lute or a harp, and lures women and stupid children to their death. But for whatever reason, in my brain, I think Solveig is friends with a Naken because they're kind of fucked up somehow, so that, we always find each other. And so the character you played grows up and eventually dies and is taken into the Cabaret of Dreams in the events of Solveig. And then that's the that was the key to Solveig escaping the Cabaret of Dreams, this underworld. So then your character was sent back into the world of the living with the remaining life force of Solveig's character as the kind of soul keeper, demon ruler of the underworld. And your character goes on and has a pretty successful life as the Bard of Death and Love, but has just gaping emptiness in the heart, a lot of memories that aren't there, but you carry the sadness and you don't know why until the Unforgotten Name, when these two characters meet again, and it's like, now I know why. Oh my god. And I have to say, I'm so fucking happy that you are the person who is voicing this character, because, and I've been talking about you in all the radio interviews, you have this beautiful mastery of just fucking melancholy. I have my own type of melancholy, but like wow, you really are truly a master of this, and I'm so happy that you can apply this to add your sadness to our already sad art.
Thank you so much. That's truly one of the best compliments I could possibly get. And
There's
honestly,
that's a lot of
that's
love for you in the chat right now.
I did see that, and I hate that I wasn't able to be there because of work, but I was truly overwhelmed at the feedback. And honestly, I mean, I'm glad that I achieved what I was trying to sort of accomplish with the take on the song, because obviously I knew the concept already, and the simpleness of it was, hey, John, sound sad as fuck. And I'm glad that I was able to successfully channel that into the song itself.
Absolutely, dude. And I just remember, like, every time I listen to the Unforgotten Name and you have this line, I have born, and you like,
Oh yeah, great.
there's a little bit of grit there, and it's like, it breaks my heart every time. I'm like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
So great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, that and when you say time or it's actually by night I was forgiven, or yeah.
Oh yeah.
And but it sounds like time. I love that in songs in general. Sometimes when you can't necessarily make out what it is,
seamlessly goes into the next. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just such an emotive thing. Yeah. I mean, when Jack and Adrian had mentioned that you were joining on for a song, I was like, well, what song? And they were like the Unforgotten Name, and I'm like, yeah, like we were all in. Yeah, because you're the guy, and it's so cool. Like this time around, for us just to work with such a variety of people, but especially somebody like you who you've probably known Jack and Adrian just as long as we have, if not longer. So.
Technically longer, because I didn't meet you and Chris till you guys played ProgPower. That was the first time I was around the band as a whole.
Yeah, right.
Which that was 18, wasn't it? Or
Yes.
17?
It was 17. Because it was like days after the record came out, or days before the record came out.
Right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think slightly before, like the weekend before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember just all the last minute chaos.
Yeah. Dude, Dovis
I was
and
so happy for you guys. So like I was ecstatic to see you guys play that festival, especially getting it together so freaking last minute. Like it was amazing to have that happen.
Dovis and I were literally in the Berkeley cafeteria, and we got the message, and we both put our food down and just left. We were like, "Yep, yeah." It was a good time. That was a good time.
I remember there was it was either Chris or Adrian that I was calling from Atlanta, and then it was hours later that you were like, I have 37 missed calls from you. What's going on?
Thought someone was hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my buddy Paul and we were scurrying about to try and find a suitable guitar for Jack, and that was a whole quest on its own. I'm just glad we managed to find one.
Yeah, we figured it out.
No, it was great. That was a really fun experience. It's amongst some of my fondest memories for sure.
Well, the next time we play ProgPower, you'll have to sing with us.
I would be absolutely honored to do that.
You know what? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say they should really if somebody drops out for the next one, they should really call us because Conception's also playing.
Oh God!
I'm just putting it out in the universe.
Yeah,
we have.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, you know
And
what else?
7 spires.
Yeah, we could have
And special guests.
8. Wait, we could have 5, 6. Yo, if we brought Casey, we could actually have 7 spires, and then no one would be like, "Why is there only 4 of you in the 7 spires?"
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Fuck, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know who else I met at ProgPower? I met Zarin at ProgPower.
Hey.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. I met her at like the Artmore party thing. And dude, like when I asked her to be in the video, she was like, I mean, I'll do it, but like, why me? I'm like, because you're cool as shit.
Was it that same year you and I met?
Yeah, I think so.
See, that's so funny because Zarin and I had been around each other so many times. We just never crossed paths until we did the videos. And then that was the first time we officially like spoke and met, and we've been like best friends since. But we like before that, it just so happened we had been around each other like at ProgPower 70K more than once, and it just never came to light. But yeah, it's just funny.
Well, okay, so since we're telling Zarin stories, my thing is exactly the opposite, because I met her like completely at random on 70K, but like, you know, we were young and whatever, and I met her, and then like later on after 70K and whatever else, I was like, wait, you like my band? You know my band? Like what? You know? So it was like the complete inverse of that. So yeah, so that was cool. I think she's in the chat actually. Yeah.
Is she? Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know who we're talking about, Zarin is she was in the video. She's one of the dancers, has like bright silver hair. Amazing, just like amazing person, just wonderful soul. We love you, Zarin.
Nice
we love you, John.
Guy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Love you, Zareen.
I'm in a good mood today. We're saying nice things.
Yeah.
Nice
Putting
things.
positive energy out into the world today.
She's definitely a very wholesome person, for sure.
Oh yeah, she's super wholesome, dude. One time when we were on I can't remember which tour it was, but we were playing in New York, and I had just bleached all my hair, and dude, she brought me like a bunch of hair care, and I was like,
what about that?
What?
It was like expensive stuff too. It wasn't just like, oh, I got this at the drugstore. It was like nice shit, and I was like, thank you so much. This is a very like a lot of my self-worth is tied up in my hair, so this means a lot to me. Thank you.
Dude, I remember when she did that, she initially came up to me and she was like, I got Adrian a bunch of hair stuff, and I'm like, let me see that bag. What you got in there? And I would like look through it, and I was like, oh shit, you know. Yeah, I didn't take anything, but I wanted to.
No, she's that type of person. She's wonderful overall.
Should we talk about the video shoot a little bit?
Yeah,
I guess so.
Okay. I mean, so we definitely shot the Unforgotten name on the same day that we shot Lightbringer, and on the same day that we shot the group shots for Gods of Debauchery, like the opening of the staircase and stuff. I don't think you were in the staircase scene, right, John? Or were you?
No. I don't think
that was probably on purpose. But now I can't remember.
Oh
why.
yeah, he was getting the food with Kaio.
Oh! Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I was like, why is there only girls on the stair? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But so we were definitely exhausted by the time we got to film like the piano scenes for the Unforgotten.
Oh god, that was tough, especially since we were actually singing through it. Man, it was
actually singing along to like a rough mix that was coming out of a tiny amplifier that someone brought that could not handle the volume needed.
Yeah, I brought a bass amp for us to monitor all of the all the fucking music video stuff, and that was the greatest time. I loved it because I could just listen to the bass parts over and over. So that was great. But I remember when we were filming the scenes at the piano, that was at the end of the first day. And the first day we had 2 days at that location. And the first day was like, you know, we did the Lightbringer dinner scene. We did just a ton of stuff.
It was pretty nonstop. Yeah.
And so like the last thing and the only like thing that we did that day that was for the Unforgotten name was those piano scenes while the rest of us were packing up. And then you know, all of you guys pretty much flew out the next day, and we went back and did a day, you know, at that site, and then a day at another site for the Gods video. And so yeah, I mean, that was a trip. It was all, you know, in different sections and everything, but one of the most vivid memories of the whole of that whole shoot for me is definitely like just hearing you and Adrian get that and just being like, okay, I gotta like stop doing what I'm doing and watch this shit for a sec so I can cry for like 2 seconds and then pick back.
I think everyone just like stopped what they were doing and kind of the piano that you guys filmed at was at this small little room kind of in the center of the entranceway and near the staircases, and everybody just crowded around outside the view of the camera and watched you guys film, and it was like very beautiful, magical moment.
Dude, I felt like crying during that whole piano scene. And like, I mean, so like we've known each other for a few years, and that means it's almost time that I can tell you something about myself. It's very hard for me to like emotionally like open up. So like we're sitting like right next to each other on this piano bench, and I'm like pouring my heart out artistically, and I'm like, I can't look at this person because what if they see me being real? Oh God, this is so awkward. And then like it looks great on camera, and I showed it to one of my friends, and like, you did great, and like you were not awkward. And my friend was like, damn, he really looked at you like that. And I was like, yeah, and I couldn't fucking look at him at all. Sorry.
No, it's totally cool. I totally get it. If I had been in the same position, I would have definitely reacted the same way. I totally get the emotional attachment to music. So yeah, I mean, in the end, it turned out awesome. That's what matters.
Absolutely. Also, just like as a funny thing, but the shirt that you wear in that video, I have one, and I wear it like every other day. I have two actually. I'm not gross. I wear them every other day, and we wash them, just to clarify. But yeah, it was very...
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I think that shirt is actually mine.
It is yours.
Yeah,
you
and like
it to me. Yeah.
We like Adrian and I and all of us. We kind of like send outfit stuff to each other sometimes, and we're like this yes or no and whatever. And like that was like a yeah shirt for me, but then I put it on and I'm like nope. And like I wasn't into it, and then at the shoot I was like, this would be perfect on John, and so yeah, that's what it was.
I think we all bring like every piece of clothing that we own to all of these shoots and just like pick on the fly as we go.
Right, very true.
Yeah, I remember like I had to go upstairs and like put on a different outfit and stuff, and I remember like when you were ready, and then I went to the location, and you were wearing what looked like my shirt, and I was like, is that what it looks like? Damn, I hope I look like that.
Yeah.
And I was wearing the pair of what I call Pyres jeans because of the gold pattern on the back.
Oh yeah, it was very fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were cool. I actually remember those. Now that we're talking about stuff, some of it's
coming back.
Yeah.
Now I think fondly often of the murder cabin.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Man, that was such a great time.
Once we left, or once you guys left, and it was like just the three of us.
Yeah.
We like the mice became more active.
Oh really?
It was like a fucking Chuck E. Cheese up in there. Just like a big one, just like, hey kids, want some pizza?
Give me your money.
Oh my God.
No, but that was really fun. I mean, like that was one of the by far the best fall experiences I've had, and I'm from New England. It was just like vibes. It really nice, great environment and everything.
It really was amazing because all of us were just like, so I mean, some of us were meeting literally just for the first time, and it didn't feel that way. If that makes any sense, like all of us just vibed so well together just from the first night, and so many hilarious moments happened, like Jack trying to murder bugs with a broomstick.
That's exactly what I thought of as soon as you said that. I have to find that clip and post it at some point.
Dude,
definitely.
It was priceless.
One of my proudest moments.
You should be proud of it, though. Like that was.
You were protecting us. You were.
I was doing my best.
Yeah. No,
it was way funnier sped up to like double speed.
Oh God, yes, it was. Yeah. Then all of us gathering around to watch the Phantom YouTube poop, which obviously nobody in this chat will get. past
I'm
us.
sure they will.
Yeah,
Really?
they know half
Underestimate
of
our
it.
fan base.
Yeah. They know half of it just because of this shit that Adrian says now because
Because of the things that Pete said because of it.
right.
That's like all the
Exactly.
funny stuff is like it comes from Pete or Chris, and then it trickles down to the two of us, and then it trickles down to the whole fan base.
I kind of noticed that. Yeah, no, I definitely noticed that.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean they may write all the songs and the harmony and the lyrics and everything, but we
You guys are the real soul of the band.
Yeah.
we have the stupid sounds. So
You're the glue that keeps this paper mache rooster together.
that's right. That's right.
I don't know why it's a rooster, but that was the
I-
word that I thought of first.
That was very,
Oh, God.
that was very South Carolina of you.
Monster.
Yes. But yeah, you know, like that whole experience was a really great time, and we did everything in 3 days, and we did everything involving people who weren't band members in a day, which was amazing. You know,
Mhm.
it was a lot of preparation, and then the actual capturing day was a very long day, and that was such an amazing thing. Like, I am so looking forward to the next time we have to do something like that. Obviously the lead up is going to be stressful and whatever, but like, you guys made that experience so special. And you know, you know, especially just kind of being in, like, you know, because we know each other, we've known each other for so long and everything, it's like, you know, part of the family, and that's always a really comfortable setting. So
Yeah, it also helped that the crew you guys were working with were so freaking like on it, man, like professional as hell. I was
Mhm.
really impressed with the work ethic. Like everything just went smooth. Like it was hectic, but it went very smooth.
yeah, they were on it. They have always been very good to us, and you know, we try to be
It
good
was
to
like
them too.
height of the
They,
pandemic too, so they were all like masked up and just like on it the whole time, and it was so impressive.
They shot Succumb, right?
Yeah, they shot all of our videos actually, except
Right,
for
okay,
a
yeah.
couple of parts of Bury You. I think that's still in the video, right? Like in the room
Yeah.
with like the spinning candles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we made the
Okay.
mistake of trying to go somewhere else once.
Yeah. Yeah, never
Yeah,
again.
I mean, after working with a group like that, I would be hard pressed to go anywhere else, honestly. Like they were so freaking cool, and they were really sweet also. So it was overall a very, very pleasant experience.
Mhm.
And I cannot be grateful enough to you guys for having me over for that.
Yeah, it was great,
Anytime,
man.
man.
It was great. Thanks, and thanks for drinking like half of the prop alcohol.
Oh my
Oh my
god!
God,
Yeah,
yeah.
another one of my favorite scenes in Lightbringer is like early on when we're all at the table, and it just pans to you and Kaio, and you're both like,
Yeah.
You know what's
When
funny?
I realized
is
you
that
guys were actually drinking that, I was like,
guess
Yeah,
guess who else was actually drinking that?
you
Mr.
deserve
Logistics. Yeah.
Well, funny story. People actually asked me, it was like, that wasn't real, was it? I'm like, no, it was. We were actually drinking.
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Method
Yeah, it
acting.
was so cool. Yeah, that was
No,
like
I even had people assume the food was fake. I'm like, no, it was real. We were all eating the fuck out of it.
yeah, I like
It was
Except
good.
Zarin, who wouldn't take the bread because.
oh yeah, that's right. And that made it into the video too.
It
She's
made
like,
it into the video. It
no,
was so
bitch."
Oh
good.
yeah. Yeah.
There were definitely a lot of bread mishaps on that end of the table that did not make it into the video.
Yeah,
Bread
there were.
Brilliant.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I remember going to the grocery store and the liquor store to pick up like the prettiest looking everything. And I was by myself, like I had like all the gear, and you guys were on your way or something like that, or you were already there. But I just remember filling my car with like grapes and loaves of bread and everything, and then pulling up to the cabin, and then I bring all that stuff in. And like you and I, John, were like, okay, how much of this can we drink now? And, you know, and we like had to like sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was
it ended up being all of the wine and a third of each bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, right. Like the first day. Yeah. Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Unfortunately, well, I kind of love and hate it at the same time. Pete, you and I bounce off each other a little bit.
that first night, we were like,
You guys both like when you both come to my house, both of you are like the devil on my shoulder, and it just ends up going haywire. So when you guys are like feeding off each other, it's like a hurricane of chaos.
we haven't both been to your house at the same time, and this is something that needs to happen.
Oh, that's right. We haven't.
Yeah. So
I'm scared.
we're gonna. There's just gonna be. It's only gonna be Pringles.
I'll show up with
Pringles
like
and-
a case of Pedialyte for all of you.
Yeah.
Just
And
call an
it'll be-
ambulance before in advance.
We'll be like
Yeah.
walking into town at 2 a.m., like stumbling for Big Macs.
I get a
Yeah.
beef jerky.
We'll be riding a donkey that we don't even have. Like, where did we get a donkey?
Fucking Jack's house will just reek of bourbon and hairspray
And cigarettes.
Reds. Yeah.
and cigarettes.
Yeah. Homegirl knows.
It'll just be a Molly Crew video.
Yeah. Well, I could use a disaster of a weekend like that. So if you guys want to come visit anytime, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, we'll really fuck up your Sunday brunch.
Yeah. But Chris needs to come too.
Yeah, Dovis has to. Yeah.
Yes.
You guys start the party and he keeps it going.
Yeah.
I don't know when to stop. That's my problem.
I have a feeling that if Peter and Chris and Jack and I all collectively got together and drank, I think Chris would be the last one standing somehow.
Oh,
yeah, man, I just
Absolutely.
remember,
Yeah, I think you would smoke us, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, man. I would. It'd be awesome.
Like we'd all be passed out on the ground and you'd be probably
Running
going off.
sideways, but still
I
upright.
get to a point where like I need to just sit here and I'm like that, and then I want food, but I can't get it myself, so I have someone else get it for me. But then I just grab it, like it'll like Jack handed me a pizza one time, but instead of grabbing the pizza like regular, I like grabbed the whole thing. And
Wait, I
when I
remember
was
this.
done,
Like,
just-
like, if that's the slice, you just grab the pizza.
Yeah,
Like, it wasn't
yeah,
like, oh, thank
exactly.
you.
And that
No,
one
it'll-
time when I was eating the burger with you guys, and I was just like,
Oh.
Jack showed me this video.
No, that was great.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking of just now. We'll all be like just fucking dead on the ground, and you'll be just randomly ranting about whatever the fuck with a wrapped burger in your hand.
And well, just manhandling any kind of food.
Yeah.
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 That's what I just get really hungry, but then don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
That's
But then the three of us will regret it in the morning, whereas John will wake up and be like, "Morning,
Another
here's half
day.
a glass of vodka, just straight vodka. Let's go
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
tomorrow."
As soon as,
Well, the thing is that I have this curse where anytime I stay over at someone's house, I will be the first one up before anyone for like,
Yes.
and I'm talking like hours before they're up.
Mhm.
So in the case of having stayed with Jack, obviously the first one up, and then there's rum and shit. So I'm like, well, I have nothing better to do, so I may as well have a wake up call. And then by the time Jack gets up, I'm like, here.
It's more like a wake up, good night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not if it's
goodbye the
coffee.
whole day.
Not if it's
Speaking of-
coffee cracking, bro.
What, Chris?
nothing. I was saying, speaking of drinks, how was the cinnamon sweat and rum drink? I haven't tried it yet, and I really want to. Was it
Oh,
awesome?
it's
Oh,
really
boy.
good.
Yeah.
Was it
it's-
awesome? Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
It's
Okay,
like
Okay, so
dessert.
obviously I missed that, so one of you is gonna have to send me the recipe so I can try it
We should
on
like
my own
I
time.
got you.
we should like post it. Like we should have our own drink and just that should
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna go up on the lore page once
Oh,
once
yeah.
that's like developed more.
Once we
Oh,
get that.
nice.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the funny thing about about this cocktail is it includes half a shot of Kraken, 0.5 ounces. But one of our friends did not see the decimal point, so they put 5 shots of Kraken, and they
Who
were
was
fucking
this?
sloshed.
Bye.
Good night.
John, can you guess who this was? Has he told you the story?
Was it on the party?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
No, it
I feel
was.
I feel
Do
sorry
you know
for
who
this
it
person.
was?
I mean, Dovis and I we didn't have that drink, but we definitely moved the decimal point as well on our own drinks. So that was fun. But Dovis, we should.
I didn't realize that's what happened. Was it he did five?
Yeah.
5 wins. That's crazy.
We should make it. You and I should get together and make it.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Yes, we should. Absolutely.
Is it possible to do like, you know how at weddings you can have like a custom drink? So like at a show, for example, would it be possible to be like, can you make, because I feel like that would be really cool and make that like a thing, you know?
That I used to know a promoter, somebody who used to be a promoter in the Boston area. Actually, that was like the thing that they did for a lot of the local shows is for each band they would make a different kind of drink, because I think they were also a bartender.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think that's a really sick idea. Wait, did you ask if that was Dusk?
No, I said that makes sense that they were also a bartender.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. But I actually think that might have been. I saw that at Dusk as well, but initially I saw it somewhere else. So
I see. Yeah. I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
John, we've talked about a lot of silly stuff, but I'm curious. Have you always been a melancholy musician, or is there anything specifically that really inspired you and steered you into this direction?
I mean, I've ever since I was a kid, ever since childhood, I've always been a big music fan. I was born in '88, but my parents were perpetually stuck in the '80s as I grew up as a kid. So all I ever heard in the house or in the car was '80s hair bands and '80s power ballads, and particularly the power ballads kind of stuck with me a lot. Shocker. And when I was in my mid-teens, that's when I started to get more into the extreme side of metal. I discovered Cradle of Filth and Emperor and Demon Born Gear and all those black metal bands of sort. And then I started getting into stuff like Evergrey. And I think Evergrey was sort of the turning point for me to get into the more melancholy side of music. And I'm pretty sure that sort of influence is painfully obvious these days on me as a writer and a singer. And then, of course, bands like Evergrey led to other super sad bands like Swallow the Sun and the sad Finnish bands, essentially, as I like to refer to them, like, Insomnium and Eternal Tears of Sorrow. So those bands are primarily what influenced me to get into this sort of genre.
That makes a whole lot of sense. We also like the sad Finnish bands.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I spent the better part of my life listening to all these guys, and when I finally decided to seriously pursue music, that's when I went, this is the music I relate to the most, so it's what I want to do. It's the kind of music I want to make.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, so you have a band with Jack, as we know, called Threads of Fate.
Mm.
You have any like Threads news on the horizon? Anything we should keep our eyes peeled for?
Nothing I can talk about right now, but there is a certain thing happening in not January. I mean, there is something happening in January, but first in October, then January.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Wait, that's next month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a big reveal the first week of October, and there's something even bigger the last week of October. Can't say the date yet. And then January, and then March, tentatively.
Damn.
Cool.
Yeah, we have a whole schedule laid out, but that's the most I can say about it right now.
All you can say is big things coming soon.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that.
Yeah. Since it's Jack's project too, I wanted to fling that one in there. Yeah.
Thank you, Pete.
No,
I do with
no,
you.
we have stuff planned. It's coming up. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep your eyes peeled for the first week of October.
That's great.
I certainly will.
That is the one.
Question for you, John.
I don't know what that means.
Sorry to interrupt you.
What?
If you like, I can't search the web.
Oh,
That was weird.
Yeah. So was that the Google or something?
That was Siri.
That was okay, yeah. don't say its name. But so my question to you was that I would be surprised if you didn't like tango, and especially contemporary like tango stuff, and especially in like certain arrangements of that and whatever. But I was actually thinking of this the other day, but I have a couple favorite tango albums that are just like monstrous but very dramatic and completely different vibe than a lot of the stuff that we've run through musically as far as your influences go so far. But now that I'm thinking about it, like I might have to send you some cool stuff. But I was curious, like, are you familiar with any kind of like even like the classic tango stuff or?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I have a very varied taste. You know, I just mentioned all those melancholic metal bands, but as you all know, I'm a huge huge AOR fan.
Really?
Right? Shocker. God damn it, Frontiers.
If anybody from the label is watching, John is probably responsible for at least 50% of everything you've ever sold.
And half
Your
the
biggest
views.
fan.
He's got the music videos on repeat when he sleeps.
I do. I have done that.
I'm glad you sent me some of the stuff. Like it's always cool. Like I definitely know that you have a very diverse musical palette when it comes to listening and that sort of thing because of the stuff you send me. You're like, check this out, and I'm like,
yeah, like the whole 80s thing with big choruses and tons of keyboards and pretty melodies. Like it always gets me no matter what. I'm just all about it.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that Frontiers seems to put out something like that every other week.
Yeah. Yep.
That I just end up being a massive fan of.
Speaking of big keyboards, for those who don't know, John's also a fantastic keyboardist, and you've been doing some recording lately, haven't you? For something, I don't know, that I think has been public, so that we can talk about it. Cool.
Yeah, I did all the keyboards in synths for the upcoming Solemn Vision record. We recorded all those at Westfall Studios in Long Island, New York.
Nice.
Last
Solemn
month,
Vision, we met them when we played, I think, New Jersey for the first
they were
time
there.
on one of these other tours. Yeah, and they brought us a giant bottle of Kraken, like before we had ever met them. They were the ones that showed up and just like, we know you guys like Kraken, so here you go. And they have been our dear friends ever since.
Immediately on the good list.
Yes.
Yeah, they are seriously wonderful dudes. Seriously one of the most wholesome group of guys you'll ever meet, and fantastic musicians. Working with them was a blast. It was really a wonderful experience at the studio, and they took very good care of me. So, shout out to them. They're just all around great people, and I'm very, very honored to have been a small part of the next record.
Yay.
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 Chris, what's going on over there? I feel like I haven't seen you in like
I know.
ages.
Me?
Yeah.
What's going on? Not much. Just working, teaching a lot. The Pyres release was busy with Pete.
Oh, yeah, you guys packed like the last of the orders, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I could have thought you guys.
We did like this concentrated section of them, and it was great to have the backup come in for that. Thank you very much for that, Dovis.
Yeah.
For
No
those
worries.
in the chat who pre-ordered, Pete and Chris later on packed every single one of your orders if you ordered from our store. So
A lot of it was Pete, but I did 30% with him.
We were hoping to have all that stuff out sooner, but things out of our hands happened. So we had Dovis and I had to have a nice little date night / merch packing thing.
Yeah,
and,
it was good. It was fun.
All good. Yeah, definitely, it was a lot of fun.
But What else? Just been practicing a lot, actually, doing that. I'm really organized again with my practice schedule. Got like, spreadsheets and stuff again. That's cool. And then, yeah, and just going to the gym a lot again. And that's about it, just wake up, work, practice, and do it again. Can't wait to go on the road. Can't wait to go on the road again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to start working out again as well.
Oh, I literally just started again this week after being completely inactive for God knows how long, and it's been absolutely horrendous.
I'm going to the what is that? I mean, all of us got really into it during like the pandemic, like right when it first happened in 2020, and then I fell off of it right after we did the music video shoots.
It's a hard thing to keep up with if when you're an active musician, man. Like you just have so much going on.
Just back on the grind again, so it's good. Yeah, just hanging out. Nothing new to report, really.
Yeah.
Right on.
Well, I mean, like speaking of the workout thing, like I've definitely fallen out of that too. And what I've noticed is that like we all kind of have the schedules of like fighter pilots where we're just like, we gotta go now. Like this is this thing. And like we just have to like dump our shit and run to whatever it is that's coming up. But I thought it was really cool how right around the time of the music videos, we were able to we all just kind of did that. And that was really cool. And I thought like for future tours and stuff like that, we're all kind of like, oh, we got to work out for the next tour. Like I like that that's starting to become a thing, because it's motivating to like each one of us. And this same to you, John. Like if we're like talking about that, it's like mutual accountability and stuff, which is fun.
I was about to say, it's a certain form of accountability.
Yeah. When we were all doing it, it was awesome.
I also like hate to be the least good looking one in the group. So like when all of you were getting like super toned and stuff, I was like, no, I can't be the ugly one. Not that there's any ugly one in this group because you're all beautiful people, but I can't be the ugly one.
All right, I'll be the ugly one. I won't shower for the whole tour.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, that's not the ugly one. That's the one who gets kicked off the bus.
That's the former member of 75.
Yeah, right.
No, that's
We don't
not,
want you to be that.
Yeah, no, dude, Dovis, you're like the most beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you. So are you.
Thank you.
I'll throw hands with anyone for the spot of the ugly one.
Jack, do you remember before we went on one of our tours, I went, first one to shower loses or something. And then Pete was like, I will lose first or something. But no, didn't even go with the joke at all.
Was that something Jack said?
No, you said, you were like Jack just laughed and you were just like, I will lose first. And then you didn't even humor the joke at all. You were like,
no. Yeah, I'm like
I'm gonna go take a shower right now just because you said that.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I will pay the extra $12 to shower like every day, and the whole tour party will wait until my ponytail is on fleek that day. Like bottom line, it's
true. I've always admired your like tour ritual of doing the shower every day, and like you always like come out just looking so dapper and like you've recovered from whatever happened the previous day. And it's amazing.
This is the thing.
Like I like fall out of the van door and I'm just like, all right, where are we going today?
The tour where you slept like in the door, it was like literally that. Like I would come out all clean and open the door and it would be like half of Jack's body.
I can totally see that, and it's the fucking image is hilarious. Holy shit!
But I mean, like honestly, that's the reason why I do that, and I think it's great. Whatever we do, like the green room has a shower, great, this kind of thing. But it makes a huge difference on tour to like have that kind of routine, at least for me, because there's so much damage from the night before, and like after having driven until the sun comes up, and then before that, like we're drinking before that, we do the show. It's just like it's on and on and on. And then like if I don't sleep, at least the shower will get my brain to be like, it's the next day, go.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. And there's only so much dry shampoo can do.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, true.
I'm totally calling myself out on that one.
I fucking hate washing my hair. I have like naturally curly hair. This is probably 3 or 4 days old of just straightened hair because I was like, I don't want to wash it. We're gonna try to see if we can make it look good for like a week. It sounds gross, but also like my hair grew so fucking fast, like in the last year and a half. Hey,
That's healthier for it anyway.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I only wash mine once a week too, and then I use like dry shampoo in between.
I mean, you have great hair, so that's in the chat. Stop washing your hair. We're
Yeah.
the cleanest band in metal, the best smelling
Hold
band in
on
metal.
now.
We're telling you.
That's right.
Don't wash
There's a
your-
balance to be struck here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've never met another band that consistently doesn't smell bad.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think that that's something that we like. It's kind of part of this Pyres thing is like we're just the kind of people that like to smell nice.
Presentable?
Yeah, well, it's not necessarily like, I mean, we like different people's preference and whatever. That's all cool, but like we all like to have flowery smelling things in the van. Like I've got like literally 2 bottles when I'm sleeping in the back of the van. I've got 2 bottles of flower spray that I'm at the ready with, you know. So and that was when, especially when we would tour with other bands in the same van, I'd like wake up, I'd be like with my spray bottles and like, you know, get that shit. So yeah, I mean, I think that's something we pride ourselves on for sure.
Yeah, it's not even like because of other people. It's like we like to smell good and be around good smelling things for us because it makes us feel better.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we like to be polite.
Yeah. This might be a good time to suggest that anyone with questions throw them in the chat. We're monitoring, and then when we wrap up, I'll read through and ask John questions or ask the other guys questions. Or
Yeah, it was
so
actually-
yeah.
I was gonna ask if there was anything in the chat that we haven't talked about yet, because I have
There's,
not been
like-
paying attention.
No, I've been scanning it, and it seems like
Yeah.
everybody was just stoked on the quality of the merch and stuff. I'm really glad that you guys like the quality of everything.
Oh, awesome.
So that's cool. I like did tried to make sure it was good. So that's cool. Some people were talking about bass amps and how they're not loud enough and that sort of thing.
Not yours.
Not mine. Yep, it is very loud. I hope it's not pointed at you for the next show. Derek,
hope-
hit us with questions about things.
Things and stuff.
If
Who was I just telling? I was in voice chat on my Discord last night, and someone asked me if I'd still use my Loomis to make demos, and I was like saying I don't really, because Jack's usually attached to me, so he's just there to play the parts in. But I was remembering that like we had pieces of the Unforgotten name from like 2014. Of my like shitty guitar playing, going like
That the main like clean riff though, like the intro riff, was something that you wrote on guitar though, and like
yeah,
you have like a
finger picking
weird,
thing.
I would call it untrained finger picking technique
pianist
in a way
finger
that it was
picking.
fucking hard for me to play.
Mhm.
Because
I'm so sorry.
I'm not a finger picker, and then also like translating it to like having to figure out whether to hybrid it or like do it with the pick and stuff. It was really challenging, and like recording it was really hard.
Wait, I have a
So-
question.
Yes.
Okay, so in classical guitar, do you also like do you just play like this, or do you like do like a hybrid thing? Okay, so I took 1 year of classical guitar when I was 10. And that was like the baseline for my like untrained bullshit finger picking technique. So just like that's what that was. In my defense, it's not utter bullshit. I think maybe it is.
I bet I can play it.
You probably could.
Yeah, you probably
Wait,
could.
wait. So,
Yeah,
so
you play
technically, the
beautifully,
song
Jack.
is. So technically, the song is what, 7 years old?
Yeah. Holy shit.
Wow.
I remember like before the 2020 thing happened and whatever, we as a band did a pre-pro session for like the new album that at the time we didn't really have a concrete vision of, but we had like there were some songs in some various form at that time, and I remember the Unforgotten name especially. Like I think back when we did that, it was maybe like 2018 or
It was right
Wow.
before we went to Metal Days, I think.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
because we actually pre-pro'd that one multiple times, and that resurfaced through over the course of 2 albums. That song resurfaced and sort of came about in
That's so
various
cool. I
forms.
had no idea that it was that old.
Yeah.
Super old, and there's like so much loss that like as the song gets older and like we experience things, and then more stuff just gets packed into that song until it's just like
Cheese.
so
Yeah.
sad. So
Yeah.
many times of sad.
Yeah, I actually remember there was a period of like 3 years where you didn't want to work on that song, Adrian, at all because you would cry every time you heard it. Do you remember this?
Kind of.
Wow. I mean
Great.
that's pretty. That's not to sound cliche, but that's pretty deep. The fact that it's been around this long and it's finally out
Yeah, finally.
and realized.
That actually just reminded me when I remember sitting at Sasha's breakfast table in 2018, maybe 2019. And this was like after an Avantasia tour. I was trying to figure out like, am I gonna stay longer? Am I gonna go home? What am I gonna do? And I was like checking out the Pyres demos for like, are we gonna work on the next record when I get back? Or what are we gonna do? I don't know. This is the only thing that I know is certain is Pyres. So I'm gonna just go into that and see what's there. And the Unforgotten Name demo, it was like a shitty one, was there. And I remember like just like crying silently at the table. And then Sasha showed up and he was like, and I was like, get ready for the next album. It's gonna be really sad. And here it is.
Yeah. It is. It's really nice. I want to address a couple of questions from the chat. First of them is, when will Seven Spires tour? Will you guys come to Detroit? We cannot say when we will tour, but we will come to Detroit when we do. We do have one live performance in the year 2021, and that is something that has not been announced. So stay tuned for that show announcement. That's all we can say about that.
Yeah, and the other answer to that will be the tour will be as soon as possible, and we will come to Detroit as soon as possible.
Right.
We're all dying to start playing shows again.
Right.
I misheard you at first, and I thought you said we will get there as soon as possible or I'll die.
That too.
That too, definitely. And then Jack, there were a couple for you. One is, hey Jack, what's your guitar tuning on all the Spires records?
Everything on any Spires record is in standard tuning on a 7-string guitar. So that's like normal EAD, GBE, and then the low string is a B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my tuning on Fall With Me is out of tune.
Wait, what?
Like so basically I put the upright bass strings on the
that's right.
on the fourth
Okay.
string, like to go for that sound, and it was like nicely out of tune, and it like and you know it worked and everything, but that's the only alternate tuning we use, is like when we're being bold with our
Yeah,
instruments.
I think I might have done some weird shit on like some acoustic guitars or something like that, but I
Mhm.
don't count that.
Yeah, that's cool. And then somebody asks, or Andre asks, why do slower songs have the fastest solos and vice versa on Gods of Debauchery? That's a great question.
Oh, that is a good question. I have never thought of that.
It just happens naturally.
I think
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he meant for that to be.
yeah,
You
that,
want it to be like
it's
slow,
not really
like slower, right? But then when it's
yeah,
like
but like
slower,
faster.
it's like with the fast makes it sound like faster.
Yeah. Well, I think the real answer to that question would be there's a lot of fast shit on just about every song, but it sounds less fast on the faster songs because the whole song has been fast up to that point. But when the whole song's kind of slow, then the guitar solo comes in and it's the same amount of fast. It sounds relatively faster. So that's like Einstein's theory of relativity applied to shred.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like when it's slower, like when it's like slow, it makes like the fast stuff sound like even faster because it's like slow, you know?
In all fairness, the solo in Unforgotten is pretty bonkers.
It is pretty bonkers.
Yeah, like the first time I heard that, I was like,
Was that the song that you texted me, Jack, where you were like, fucking hate tracking this song? Was that the one?
That was probably a few of them.
Oh, I remember there was one in particular. There was one in particular. I thought it was that one, but you sent it to me. You're like, I guess this is good. And then I listened to it. I was like, man, this is like really good. I like it. You're like, yeah, it's all right. But like, you're just having you were just like a day with one of the songs. I thought it was. I don't remember, but I remember this conversation. I think it was this part. I think it might have been this one. Yeah, Unforgotten Name. Now that I'm thinking about it, but anyway, I didn't know if you remember.
It sounds like, in hindsight, pretty douchey that I said that. So
dude,
sorry.
no, not at all. Like you know how it is when you're tracking though. Like you've pulled this shit. You've pulled this shit on all of us, where we're like, you know, like we do a take, and you're like, that sounds great. And we're like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, it's all right, you know? And then you're like, all right, let's go eat something, you know, make chicken and waffles or something. And, you know, so that's great. But
yeah,
going back
to like ridiculous bass tapping thing in Gods Amongst Men was one of those where you were just like fucking ripping the whole song to shit, like, and then you're like, oh, I wish I could get this better. And I'm like, you know what? I need a little break. Let's come back in like 20 minutes. And we listened to it and you were like, oh my God.
Yeah. See, the thing is that Jack has to say he needs a break.
Like, yeah, there's no one to tell me to go get a sandwich.
Right. Well, that, but like, you know, I will never, and I think this goes for a lot of us, but like, he's like, do you want a break? I'm like, no, you know, and then he'll be like, well, I need a break. Yeah.
That is entirely accurate.
I've learned this a lot, like, where I have to say that I need to do something.
Well, and this kind of goes back to like the initial point that we're talking about here, where like, you know, for example, on the Unforgotten Name, you know, you use a faster solo, like that whole discussion of fast versus slow thing. That's one of the things that I think we all like about you as a musician, Jack, and as a person, like that, because obviously it's part of your personality. It comes through in various ways, but I think that that's a really cool aspect of you know, of what you do and what you bring to not just the music but the whole dynamics. So.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's very kind.
You're a sick fucking player, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and a sick Zig engineer.
Sig. I have to say, yeah, you're the engineer that I like to work with the most, even though I really like Sasha too. But,
I was about to say you've worked with Sasha too. I have a hard time believing you.
I mean, it's like a different thing, you know, like Sasha gets good performances out of me, but I feel like you know how to like access the like emotional thing, and this goes for like basically everybody that I've seen you work with. Like, you know how to get the very specific thing that yeah, you too, John.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, very, very much accurate. Yeah. And honestly, it's I think Jack is the only one who could put up with my self-loathing while tracking.
That's probably true.
He has plenty of practice. So
it's like, God, fuck, that was fucking horrible.
Dude, it's like the sickest take ever.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing vocals for Threads, and I'm pretty used to working with Adrienne, and she is very hard on herself in the studio, and like I'm kind of used to that. But I remember we like set up and we were like, all right, let's go for the first take of the first song, you know, let's do it. Let's just see what happens. I'll hit record and you sing it. and like you start slightly sharp on the first note, you just go, fuck, I suck. And I was like, oh my God, this is the first thing that you have sung yet. Like no warm up, no nothing. And you're just like, I suck.
Well, no, I recall several moments where I just kept really just going at it, you know, goddamn son of a bitch.
Yeah, swearing is real.
It's like,
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's,
oh yeah, no, my favorite thing to say is during that time, I think I just kept calling myself an asshole.
dude, my favorite swear is the one that starts with F.
My favorite swear word.
Yeah, no, that was it. I just kept calling myself an asshole every time I missed a note or a take.
That's better. I mean, I call myself a stupid bitch, so
Holy shit.
you know, no one can hurt me more than I hurt myself. So if I like in before, basically.
I definitely call myself a dumbass a lot when I'm recording or engineering.
I just suggest you guys get
idiot.
a drummer.
What?
Say, Chris?
I said I just suggest you get a different drummer. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, now that everybody's gone around, I don't really know what I do, but I definitely don't like, I don't like call myself anything like that. Jack, what do I do? Remind me of this.
I see.
I see this.
Go ahead. Yeah. This is the thing. Like I see the internal gears working and just the dour expression. So like we'll be listening to a thing and you'll just be like, yeah, okay. Let's do another one. and I know that means God, that fucking sucks. But it's just okay.
Yeah.
Let's do another one.
I remember Pete used to record like this. Like he would do the whole song all the way through, and you'd mess up like one thing at the end, and you'd be like, "All right, we gotta do the whole thing all over again." Remember you used to do that?
Yeah. I do. That didn't work.
I think it started to go that way for the God sessions, and I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You did it right once.
I remember Jack totally just took the wheel on that, which was great. But like, you know, even before that, every other album and everything, like that's just been, it's been great to like go through this whole experience and have the dynamic that it is, because we've all got different things that we do, Jack included, but he knows how to compensate for that sort of stuff, which is cool. Mm-hmm. One of the things I want to mention is that when like the last day that I was in South Carolina and we, like Adrian and I were doing some of the choir vocal stuff, and you know, and she was like, Pete, you want to do some choir vocals? And I was kind of like, no, but like yes. And that was really nice because there wasn't like, I think because we were both involved in it and everything, like it was like, no, come on, it's okay, and you know, and I was like, I can do it, you know, and so that was really nice because like both of you guys were doing that, and like, you know, there didn't seem to be any one person having to like do that job. It was just kind of a collective, like very safe environment to go out on a limb. So that was cool.
And it was very low pressure also. Like especially with this band, like I know all of us are our own worst critics, and like we'll never let anything get out that is not great. So I know I don't have to be the quality police, and I'm just there to encourage and facilitate the end result, you know?
Yeah.
So that was one of those things where like, I know that, you know, if something's not sounding good, everybody's going to know, and then we'll just keep working until it does.
Yeah.
There's a couple more questions in here, or at least one more. Couple more. Since the Unforgotten name started so long ago, do you guys already have a backlog of songs that will make up potential future albums?
I have a few, and I have on my phone a very long, constantly updated lyric note of just like random shit that I like. Something will pop into my head and I'll be like, I'm a fucking genius, but I don't know what to do with that, so we're gonna file it away for later. Yeah, so there's quite some stuff, but I think the only thing that we've actually written since we finished writing Gods was like this one stupid riff that I thought of in the shower while I was at Jack's house one day. And I like got out of the shower and I was like, Jack, can you play this thing? It's like boom, boom, except not cabaret, you know? But yeah, we like sat there for a little bit and just I like sang it at you. It was totally weird too, because normally I'm the one at the computer, you know, running the fucking ship, and then Jack sits next to me and plays cool stuff and suggests things and is like, maybe try that instead. But this time I was the one sitting there like, can you do it more like this? I don't really know how to. Yeah, it was super weird to turn that around. And also we did like do like just write a song for fun with one of our friends, and actually that was a super interesting experience too, because it was like, I have no point of reference for our skill as songwriters, because Jack, when you and I work together, it's like it's just us in the room, and that's how it's always been. And when there was somebody else in there like witnessing that and like being a part of that, it was like, are we really good at this? Holy shit. I feel pretty good about myself. I don't get to feel that way very often. So I'm just gonna take that. I'm gonna
Nice. All I have to say on the matter is that anytime we switch places and I'm the one running the computer and stuff, it just makes me realize how like fucking incompetent I am at programming MIDI drums compared to how many like thousands of times you've done it. I'm so slow. I'm like, where's the thing with the
Dude,
you know?
same though. I feel your pain. That is such a tedious fucking job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that if you don't like do it for a while, it goes away.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, the very few times I've tried to program MIDI drums, I just get stuck on like Latin grooves. And I'm like sitting here like totally not writing the song. Yeah.
No, it's one of the most tedious things to ever do. I hate doing it every time I have to.
Yeah, it sucks.
I wish that like you had an e-kit, Chris, so that you could just like play the thing and then send a MIDI file of that.
I was like literally just gonna say that. It's really funny that you said that. I was thinking of that. I don't want to get one of those like little like rock band looking drum things though. I want to get like one of the really nice ones that they're coming out with that, like they look like acoustic drums and everything. And actually, this is something I've talked about with like some people before. I don't know if you guys will agree, but I actually think that electric drums will be the way of the future, even for live gigs. Like 10 years from now, you'll like, because they're looking like real drums now, like full acoustic drums. And so like it won't look weird live, and in that way, you know, and then with the way technology is now, like with, you know, triggers and everything, like you can upload your own sounds. So like I could bring my kit to like a really nice studio, take like a million different samples of my drums, and then upload it in an SD card, and then have that anywhere I go in the world, I can have my drum sound. But
So
I
sick.
think, yeah, and then there'll be no bleed or anything like that. And I really think it'll make live shows a lot clearer. So I think
the
eventually,
tuning
like,
and the
10
wear
years,
and tear on the heads alone would be such a massive like plus.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
well,
having to worry about tuning really.
no, you wouldn't, because you'd have your own sounds and everything. Maybe you bring your own snare or something. But I'm thinking like eventually, like 10 years from now, it'll be the drums will be electronic. That, you know, it's an electronic drum set, but you have like regular cymbals, so you'll only have overheads for like the actual cymbals, because sampled cymbal sound gross. So you'd want. I think it's gonna be like overheads. You'll have your all your cymbals and everything like that, but then the drums themselves are gonna be samples. Like but they'll be on a kit that looks like an acoustic kit, so it's still gonna look like a real drum set, you know what I mean? Or maybe, or maybe like people do just the toms and the kicks and you bring your snare. I don't know, but I think it's gonna be the way of the future, like 10 years from now, especially because it'll be like, hey, I want more tom. And the sound guy just goes, okay, boom, and just turns it up, and like, there'll be no bleed. I think it'll make live shows sound a lot clearer. Like, we'll see what happens. But I think
Dude,
that's my prediction. That's my prediction.
As a singer, like getting drum bleed in my mic straight into my ears, not the idea of not having that is like, so like I'm elated just thinking about it.
But then imagine this though. Like you go to play a festival. I go to play a festival in Europe, right? For example, all I need to do is bring my SD card, right? And then I plug it in, or I put it into the module or whatever they have there. They have the kit and everything, but I still have my sound. So I still will have my drum set technically that I have at home, but just digitally.
That's
you know
sick.
what I mean?
You
And
would always
then-
sound like you.
Yeah, and then other people can bring theirs, and other people will bring their, and then they have their sound, and they have theirs. This person has their sound, but it's the same kit, but it's gonna sound completely different, because you have your own drum sound in it. Just
Someone's still gonna break the damn kick pedal, and it's not gonna be you.
Well,
You
no,
know what I
you
mean?
still have to bring your own pedals, I guess, and your own cymbals, but the actual drum set itself will be electronic.
I like this.
That's my prediction of the.
Yeah.
That's like the same philosophy as what I'm doing now with my live rig. Like having the all digital thing is like, no matter where I take that Helix, I plug it in one cable to any PA, and it's the sound that I would either record with or whatever. Like it's the same sound every night. I don't have to worry about tubes. I don't have to worry about like a shitty mic technique thing that, like, if the sound guy's mic had a loogie spit in it by the last guitar player and whatever,
Yeah.
like it's always just 100% consistent. And I think that would be awesome for like live drums as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is essentially what keyboardists have been doing for years now, basically. With their own rigs, whether it's an SD loaded up onto the workstation or carrying all their libraries on the Mac, running MainStage Live.
Yeah. Well, and the important thing is that the show aspect of having an actual drum kit is still going to be there, because the e-kits are now looking like real drums.
Because it looks like a real kit, yeah.
Yeah, and it still has the lugs and everything. It looks like a real kit. Just the actual part you hit is electronic. And I think even like it would be cool for the sound guys to just plug into one thing, one module or whatever, and then boom, they can just control everything, and they can still mix it or whatever, however they want. It's just,
Well, I mean, from a setup standpoint, that's a huge advantage as well. And then also, like, for example, like the trailer. If we've got this thing in a different, like if we do the electronic drums, not like in the state that they're at now, but if we have ones that look realistic, that means we can fit more merch in there. It's lighter to carry, like it's probably one or two bags or something like that.
Well, no, they'd still be real drum. They'd still look like drums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So it would be like full on real size drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just cutting on the mic bleed on stage, for instance, and the setup time essentially.
I feel like the only version of that I've seen is a middle ground version where they're like 3/4 size drums or something, and they're collapsible.
Oh, really? I'm seeing more like there's new ones coming out that look like it's like a legit drum set. That's why I said I think 10 years from now, like when that is like really all the bugs are out. I think
right now they're like fucking expensive too.
Like,
they're
I can only
expensive. Like
I can only
way
imagine
more than an acoustic drum kit.
Yep,
Yeah.
Like
How much are we talking?
Yeah, like getting up to 10 grand basically.
Oh my
Holy
god!
shit.
for the new ones I'm talking about, like not the Rock Band looking ones, like the new ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, the next wave basically.
Yeah. But,
I mean that's understandable, but fuck, that's still a lot of money. Holy shit!
Mhm.
yeah, so I think eventually that'll be standard where it's like then like what's coming out now will be like, oh, you can get a starter kit, like it'll be like that. No, eventually, I don't know. That's just my prediction.
I think the biggest takeaway from that would be like just rendering any miking issues obsolete, whether it's live or in studio. Like you would be saving so much time.
I think shows will be a lot clearer too, because a lot of times a bad drum sound, especially in extreme music, can cause muddy sounds live as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Just
And
hi-hat
leaving
bleed
everyone
alone
else's
is like
place.
the bane of every drum sound ever. Like it's so annoying when you're just doing like a normal groove, and then every time you hit the snare, you just get into the mic too.
yeah. So I we'll see, but that's my prediction for 10 years from now. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let's
That would
see
be
what
awesome.
happens in 10 years.
It'd be really cool to just travel with an SD card and have my whole kit with me. So that'd be really rad.
Yeah. Okay. So next question is: are there any parts you write that make you think, why the fuck did I make this so hard? I got to play this live. So that's one that I know we can all speak to a little bit.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of us. We
Like,
do this.
thinking
But
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Thinking about the next time that we play live, like, which isn't soon, but I need to start training now because yeah, exactly. It's gonna be insane, and just like the stamina and like the level of like relaxation and good technique necessary to pull off all of this in one sitting for like a full set.
Yeah,
is some shit. So David's gonna be taking all my money again.
I was about to say thank God for David.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, so you're also his student.
Mm.
Yeah.
He was the one who misunderstood the imperial measurement system when it came to making our cocktail.
Yep.
Oh, it was him?
Yeah, it
I
was
thought
him.
that. This explains that because he started doing like the lawnmower, the dance move, and I was like, wait a second, what happened to David?
Like,
Is he
when the
okay?
Swede starts complaining that the drink is really strong, you know, something's like something's
Yeah.
Oh
iffy.
my God! Now I'm actually really mad that I missed this. Like
He was doing this.
Dude, yeah.
I was upset to begin with, but now I'm like, fuck. I wish I would have seen that. I would have died.
Yeah. But we've definitely got to get him out to a show as like the vocal coach / hype man on site.
Backup
and
dancer.
And just make sure that his drink is always strong and his cup is always full. Yeah.
He truly is wonderful at what he does. Like,
Absolutely.
I was just in disbelief at the progress that I've made since taking lessons with him, and I'm sure you can say the same, Adrian. Like it's crazy.
Absolutely. Actually, I had a few interviews that were like, so there's a significant difference between your vocal performances on this record and Heart Healer compared to your last record. What happened? What did you do? It's like,
Well, it's
David
because I bought a new
happened.
microphone.
and the fucking slate mic.
I'm just kidding, of course.
I love that mic. By the way, anyone in the chat who's trying to get like a good mic for clean vocals, did you sell it to John?
No, I got my
John
own.
has
Oh,
one.
I was gonna be like, you bitch, I was gonna buy it, but okay.
No, I got my own, and it's one of my most treasured possessions. I fucking love this thing, even though the software does not work on my current M1 Mac. But we'll get to that eventually, I'm sure, once the developer decides to update.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
great piece of gear.
Jack
Yeah,
had us
it's wonderful.
buy this really cool like 360 ribbon mic, and that's my
Oh.
favorite upright bass mic ever. It's at my house. I drove to Dovis's just to get the recordings for Gods,
Nice.
just so I could grab that mic. So definitely hit Jack up for mic recommendations.
Yes.
Okay, so somebody actually has a question that I think is kind of cool. It's like a lyric pronunciation thing. So, maybe Adrian, it's better if you. Well, no, I guess I can just say it. So I noticed in the Unforgotten Name that the last word in the chorus, achieved, is pronounced like ACHEEVED in the first chorus, but the last one is ACHAYVED in the following choruses.
Yeah,
Was
it's like
that intentional?
the first chorus it's achieved, and then the second or the last chorus it's achieved
Yeah.
pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a vocalist thing. E is a closed vowel, and it's kind of hard to like sing at full power when your mouth is small, achieved. But when you're singing at full power and like a part of your range where you really shine, you want to just get your mouth open as much. Achieved. So like, consumed by the force of all we'd achieved versus achieved. There's like a huge difference, and that's why it's achieved and not
Yeah.
achieved. Sorry if that was really loud.
No. Cool.
No, not at all.
Yeah. That's a sick explanation. I knew that it would be a good one to get into. And then so Andre asks about the upright bass strings on the electric bass. Yeah. That was definitely a thing for Fall with me, because we were going for a very different sound, and I channeled like a Beatles bass kind of Paul McCartney sound, even though that's not really what the song is. That's what the bass sound is. And unfortunately, like with this instrument, the strings are like 3 times longer than the electric bass. So So there were a lot of scaling things, and like I was using used ones that I've been playing with for years. So there was like the bow resin on it, and yeah. So those didn't stay in tune super well, but we got the kind of attitude and a little more spunk than we bargained for on that one, which is great. I love the final result of that.
I do too. I think it came out great.
Yeah.
And it was exactly
Tuning was a
what I had
bitch.
hoped for.
Yeah, we had to tune like every time I was not recording the song. But I'm so glad to hear you say that, Adrian.
Yeah, that on that note, that song is, yeah, I love that song.
Special one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it killed me dead.
Dang.
It also, that was another one that I like cried a lot while we were working on it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No shame in admitting this, but when Jack first showed it to me, I was in tears also.
You and everyone else at the listening party.
God, I mean, I can only imagine. Yeah, it's a very
we all had the feels. But
yeah. I saw the video that Jack showed me, and it was pretty awesome to witness all that just for the those few seconds.
Yeah. You really missed it. Can't believe you weren't there.
I just
Fucking
remember
work.
Pete and I were having way too much fun, even during that song. We were like, "Oh, dude, remember that?"
Dude, we treated it like, so we were just doing the Lightbringer playthrough, and we legit treated it like it was like an event with people. Like we were just sitting on the couch, like being like, yeah, like talking so loud and like it was great. We really got into it. So
I bet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was very cool.
it was fun. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Well, we're coming up on an hour and a half here. Do we want to call it? And any last words of encouragement or otherwise?
Thank you for being a part of the song, John.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Oh no, guys, thank you for having me. Sincerely, it was again an honor, and it's a gorgeous, truly meaningful song. So I'm very proud to have been a part of it.
I appreciate
you were
that.
the perfect guy for the job.
What
Yep.
Jack said.
Yep.
Where can everyone in the chat follow you?
So John Pyres on Instagram, Threads of Fate Music on Instagram, and then of course I'm on Facebook as well. Yeah, that's I believe that's all I have. Yeah.
John posts great hair metal memes in his Instagram stories, so I highly recommend following him.
It's so true. Follow him just for the memes. If
For
nothing
real though,
else.
like you will laugh your ass off. The Witcher one earlier had me fucking.
That was a good one. The
I
bitch.
was dying.
That was awesome.
No, that page, everything glam metal, they're way too good at memes. It's amazing.
You should all also follow Memes of Debauchery on Instagram if you don't already.
Yeah, that would have me rolling a bit too.
Yeah.
Memes about spires.
Huh?
Memes about spires.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, I actually got to run because I have a Patreon thing in 1 minute and I haven't eaten dinner yet.
Oh shit.
Oops.
Okay.
Oops.
But
Well,
John, thank you very much for your time. Thank you guys all for your time. Thank you guys in the chat for being here, and for supporting us and for getting the record and all the merch. It's really awesome. By the way, it's so fucking cool to see you guys posting these.
yes.
I designed it and it's fucking sick. Oh, you're all wearing them.
Mhm.
And
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah,
I wear it all. It
yeah.
hasn't come off since I put it on.
Yeah, that pendant is absolutely gorgeous. I was stunned when I first saw it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Lisa did a fantastic job with them, and she just like the whole packaging and everything was beautiful. Like
Yeah.
really couldn't have asked for better.
Definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. Anybody have anything last that they want to say before we fug the fug of?
Gods of Debauchery is out now. You know our website. You know where to find it. Click the link. Get it. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you
Stop
again,
sharing.
everybody.
Everyone,
Thank
bye.
you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.